Unit 94 Radical clauses 3. Whose, whom, where. A. Whose. We use whose in radical clauses instead of his, her, their. We asked some people. Their car had broken down. We helped some people whose car had broken down. We use whose mostly for people.
A widow is a woman whose husband is dead. Her husband is dead.
What is the name of the man whose car you borrowed? You borrowed his car. I met someone whose brother I went to school with. I went to school with her brother. Compare who and whose. I met a man who knows you. He knows you. I met a man whose sister knows you. His sister knows you. B. Home. Home is possible instead of who when it is the object of the verb in the radical clause, like the sentences in Unit 93b. George is a person whom I admire very much. I admire him. You can also use home with the preposition to home, from home, with home. I like the people with whom I work with them. Home is a format word and we do not often use it in this way. We usually prefer who or that or nothing. See Unit 93. So we usually say a person who that I admire a lot or a person I admire a lot. The people who that I work with are the people I work with. C. Where. You can use where in a radical clause to talk about a place. The restaurant we had lunch there, it was near the airport. The restaurant where we had lunch was near the airport. I recently went back to the town where I grew up, or the town I grew up in, or the town that I grew up in. I would like to live in a place where there is plenty of sunshine. D. We say the day, the year, the time. Something happens or that something happens. I can't meet you on Friday. That is the day that I am going away. The last time that I saw Anna, she looked great. I haven't seen Jack and Helen since the year that they got married. E. We say the reason something happens or that why something happens. The reason I am phoning is to ask you advice. The reason I am phoning is to ask your advice. Or the reason that I am phoning, the reason why I am phoning. Unit 94. Exercises 94.1. You met these people at a party. 1. My mother writes detective stories. 2. My wife is an English teacher. 3. I own a restaurant. 4. My ambition is to climb Everest. 5. We have just got married. My parents used to work in a circus. The next day, you tell a friend about these people. Complete the sentences using who or whose. 1. I met somebody whose mother writes detective stories. 2. I met a man whose wife is an English teacher. 3. I met a woman who owns a restaurant. 4. I met somebody whose ambition is to climb Everest. 5. I met a couple who have just got married. 6. I met somebody whose parents used to work in a circus. (94.2) Read the situations and complete the sentences using where. 1. You grew up in a small town. You went back there recently. You tell someone this. I recently went back to a small town where I grew up. 2. You are thirsty and you want to drink. You ask a friend where you can get some water. Is there a shop near here where I can get some water? 3. You work in a factory. The factory is going to close down next month. You tell a friend. The factory where I work is going to close down next month. 4. Sue is staying at a hotel. You want to know the name of the hotel. You ask a friend. Do you know the name of the hotel where Sue is staying? 5. You play football in a park on Sundays. You show a friend the park. You say, this is the park where I will play football on Sundays. (94.3) Complete each sentence using who, whom, whose, where. 1. What is the name of the man whose car you borrowed? 2. A cemetery is a place where people are buried. 3. A pacifist is a person who believes that all wars are wrong. 4. An orphan is a child whose parents are dead. What was the name of the person to whom you spoke on the phone? The place where we spent our holidays was really beautiful. This school is only for children whose first language is not English. The woman with whom he fell in love left him after a month. 94.4 Use your own ideas to complete these sentences. They are like examples in sections the one. I can't meet you on Friday. That's the day I'm going away to. The reason I left my job was that I sadly was very low. Work that sadly was too low. I'll never forget the time. I'll never forget the time I got stuck in a lift. Do you remember the day we first met? The reason they don't have a car is that they don't need one. 2003 was the year Amanda got married.